All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 37 of my Gateway Experience. Thank you so much for tuning in. The purpose of these videos is to document my journey through the Monroe Institute's Gateway Experience. The Gateway Experience is a series of 6 waves with 6 tapes in each wave. I am currently on the first wave and the last tape of that wave, and that tape is called Free Flow 10. The first wave is called Discovery. So it's all about discovery. And this one is all about the free flow of the Focus 10. So if you haven't seen any of my other videos, go ahead and check those out as I will be referencing things that I've talked about before. And so it's a good reference. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Right now it's September 30th, 2022. It's 9:09 a.m. This morning I woke up right around 7:50 a.m. And last night I went to sleep at like 10. So I didn't go to sleep too late. 10, maybe 10:30 at the latest. So I think maybe I was just tired. I tried to do my tape. I fell asleep in the middle of it while I was laying down. And then I just woke up this morning. So when I woke up, I went ahead and did my morning routine. Then after that, I went ahead and did my Free Flow 10. And there's a couple of things that I want to talk about when it comes to the Free Flow 10. And the reason why I like it, and I'm going to build on some of the things that I've talked about so far, but I want to kind of mention something that one of my viewers said, commented on my video. They said that they love that how thorough I've been and I've taken the time to really do it like 10 times. So each tape. So this tape that I'm doing now, Free Flow 10, it's my fourth time doing it, and I'm going to do it 6 more times. And the reason why I'm doing it like that is because the repetitions are very important. And I feel like for me to really master it and to use it on a daily basis, I need to do even more repetitions. And I feel like I'm getting a rudimentary understanding, but it's a lot like going to the gym, right? It's a lot like surfing for the first time. You know, when you go out the first time, maybe if you face a wave that's too big for you, then you don't really know how to ride it. So you got to fall off the board and then you got to get back on. And then you got to fall off again and then you got to get back on. So I think that's a lot like what this is for. And it's really like doing mental push ups and also like mental yoga, right? Because you can really, it allows you to be flexible. Let's say that like the left part of the brain is like mental push-ups, and then the right part of the brain is like mental yoga. So it's a lot like you're doing both at the same time. Like you're being very flexible with your right brain because you can be creative and do all these things. You can go through all these positions in your mind, but then you also have to be strong and have that strength to do that reasoning and analytical part, which comes with repetitions. And so, like when you go you do reps of something, you break down the muscle and then it rebuilds. It's a lot like using your analytical mind. You break something down and then you can rebuild it. So that's something that I've garnered from doing the Free Flow 10 because it is free flow. And so, what I did when I did it today is I set the intention whenever he says, like, hey, the purpose of these is to create your own purpose and to achieve it. And so what I set out my intention for today's practice was, hey, I actually want this to be a remembering of my purpose. So that's what I did. It's like the purpose of this is to remember my purpose at the beginning at least. Because when I woke up this morning, I was tired and I was like, I don't really know what, my brain was kind of like foggy. And so I couldn't really think straight. But that's part of the reason why I do it every day is because after I finished, I felt great. And the reason why I felt great is because at the beginning, I set that as my intention. And then in the middle of it, as I went from um, maybe my neocortex was really tired, I went into my subconscious. And another point that I want to talk about is the abundance that we have as humans and the abundance that our subconscious or even our superconscious mind has, that it can create any solution to any problem. and we can be resourceful. And the reason why is because we are a reflection of the universe, or the universe is a reflection of ourselves. And that is the creator. And we are creators, we are co creators with the creator of all. And so, with that, we have a tremendous, unlimited amount of resources within us. And a lot of people, they try to make you think that that's not true. They try to make you think like, hey, you have a limited amount, there's a limited amount of gas, there's a limited amount of water, there's a limited amount of air, all these carbons in the air. You gotta think, hey, we don't have enough, there's a limited amount of land. Well, that's not the right way to think. The right way to think is, hey, there's actually an unlimited amount. We are abundant. And so that allows you to tap into your unlimited resources. And so that's the reason why I felt great, is because after I said that, I said, hey, I want to remember. I want to remember what my purpose is. And then towards the second time that Bob Monroe says, like, hey, now let's go ahead and achieve it. Achieve your purpose. Think about your purpose. I had already achieved it. Then I set out a new purpose for the rest of the meditation. And so that was just to be a better man. So I remembered what my purpose was. Hey, I want to be a better man. I want to have a community that I built for my family and for others. And I want everybody to have their own house. And I want it to be a place where everybody can come together and share and think abundantly, and also create together. And I don't want there to be any kind of force or control, or any kind of restrictions on people's minds and creativity. It's all about co-creating together. So that was the purpose that I came back to. It's like, hey, okay. And so then towards the rest of the practice, I just went into like a nice out of body experience where I was able to surf a little bit in my dreams and do a little bit of lucid dreaming, where I found myself in front of a house, and then I found myself going up to the door, and then I found myself passing through the door. I didn't have to open it even. Then I found myself inside of the house, and so on and so forth. It was very vivid. It was more of a creative exercise, I want to say. I don't think, I mean, I found somebody that maybe I'll meet in the future. That's kind of the feeling that I had, like, hey, I don't know who this person is, but maybe in the future I'm going to meet them. And yeah, so that was something that happened towards the end of the practice. And yeah, that happened when I was coming up to a door, and it was like a white door, and there was like a little bit of a latch on it, and I just kind of took the latch off, and then I said, when I took the latch off, somebody opened the door, and they came out, and at that point, I just kind of came back to my body. So anyway, yeah, I think that's pretty much my experience for today. With that, I want to maybe talk about a little bit about yesterday's video. I know it kind of ended abruptly. My son was just, it was just, I had to end the video because it wasn't productive. I mentioned a few points there that I want to build upon today, which were, it's important to be like a kid, to not be cynical, basically, and not be too analytical or too creative either, because that's what happened with him, I feel, is because he was getting so distracted. So it's important to be like a kid, but then at the same time to be like an adult, because that's where we focus. And adults, the difference between a kid and an adult is that an adult comes up with a plan, and then they follow it through no matter how long it takes, and no matter how they feel about it during the way. If they feel like giving up or whatever, it's like reaching the top of the mountain. Sometimes it gets hard to breathe, but you got to just keep going, and then it'll feel amazing when you get to the top. So that's a little bit of a difference there, and I wanted to kind of build on that. I know it's maybe a little bit hard to catch, but I did mention that in the video yesterday. And yeah, it's all about abundance. So I would love to interact with you guys and kind of get to know you guys better. And so if you have questions, let me know down below. And yeah, until next time, I will see you guys soon. Peace.